Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of January tarot oracle reading. And Taurus, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Taurus, we still all have a little bit of Taurus in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is that in? That is where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled and cut the cards. I'm just giving them a quick shuffle, and then we'll begin with the underlying energy. Just to be aware, this is a timeless energy, or a timeless reading, or more timely than timeless. Whenever it shows up for you, that's the perfect time. So if you find that if you're watching this further into the future, take a look at what was happening in your life when I posted it, and you may have more insight from that. Okay, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have death. Okay, don't panic, Taurus. This card has been coming up a lot because this is, we are moving out of 2025 into 2026. So it's a new year, but it's not just a new year. 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. So 9 is actually the end of a decade-long cycle. And we're moving into the energy of 2026. And 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So we're moving into a brand new cycle, like of another decade. So it's actually not just about changing years, it's about moving into a new cycle and ending an old one. So that's what this card does represent, transition from one cycle to another cycle, death and rebirth, that kind of energy. So, and this flag that the Grim Reaper is carrying is, it represents that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And we just had the solstice. I'm doing this reading right now. It'll be out in the next couple days. It's the 27th, or is it the 27th? Yes, 27th. Sorry, I had to think about it, of December. And so we just had the solstice like about, not quite a week ago. And so the solstice is when we have the shortest night of the year and the longest, the longest night of the year and the shortest day. And now our days are getting longer and our nights are getting shorter. So there will be light at the end of the tunnel if you've been having a challenging decade moving into 2025. Whatever that is, it's ready for a new beginning. So yay to that. And then we have the underlying energy, for the internal dynamics, the internal forces. These are the what ifs, the things that we lay awake at night thinking, what if I do this? What if that happens? What if I don't do that? What if this happens? That kind of energy. So the internal forces you have control over. That's what you have control over. And this is the card of fulfillment. This is a beautiful card. It talks about moving into that part of the beginning of fulfillment of everything you've always wanted. So it's kind of, it is also represents the marriage card in the tarot. So this represents a portal, entering a portal, and sometimes that's referred to as the 111 or 1111 portal, about the new again. So you can tell if you've entered that portal because the well, the world is like a university, but the universe will show synchronicities to you. And it'll show up as like when you look, all of a sudden you'll look up at the clock and it's 1:11 or it's 11:11. Or you'll, be driving along and you'll see a license plate with 111 on it, or an address with 1111, that kind of energy. And that's just reminding you that you're a very powerful manifester and that your thoughts are powerful. And so if just to check your thoughts when you see that, quite often you'll notice you were thinking about something negative. And so you want to change your thoughts and really focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. When I say that this is like the beginning of fulfillment, it means you're still going to have to put the effort in. But there's, a lot of opportunity here for you. This is like, there's the castle and the couple and children, and, it's all like the beginning of the American dream, starting a family, etc. This energy though, like it's kind of like you have the down payment for the castle, which is pretty awesome because castles are expensive, but you still are going to have to make the mortgage payments, kind of like that. Okay, so we have a message coming in to begin the reading. This is the underlying energy for the what ifs. And so this is the first what if card. So this is talking about the Page of Pentacles is a message or some form of communication coming in. And the Page of Pentacles, in the old days, the pages would work for the king and the queen in the court. And they would deliver messages in between people within the, the palace walls. And then if they were really good at their job and they, when they grew up, when they were 21, if they could afford a horse, then they would be considered for knighthood. And so the Page of Pentacles was always like a male. But nowadays, this can represent a female in her masculine energy as well as a male in their masculine energy. So this is about some action being taken because there's some communication. So the communication, of course, in the old days, it would be handed in person. And it could be a person, a person actually giving you communication one-on-one. But it also could be a text, a phone call, a letter, a social media post, that kind of energy. And the information is coming in about a pentacle or about pentacles. Pentacles represent abundance on planet Earth. So in the 3D, so it's your wealth, health, happiness. And part of that, of course, is the coin, money. Maybe it's the money to get that castle. Let's see. Okay, so there's some real strong energy coming in. And this is the Knight of Wands coming in. The Knight of Wands is one of the fire signs. And this is about having a passion for something and wanting to deliver a message, which I guess would be considered, this may be a proposal, or it may be asking someone out on the first date. When the Knight of Wands comes in, though, then it's like, oh, this might be a marriage proposal. This is someone who's very passionate. And they represent someone who is really enthusiastic, passionate. They're a rebel with a cause. They have a bit of a temper. You can see with the plume on the back of the hat there, it's bright red. But they are protected from fire. Like there's salamanders in the circle with a lion on there represents that they are protected from fire. This Knight of Wands has matured, and they realize they need to rein in their emotions because they're a bit of a hothead, and they also love to explore the mysteries of the earth, and so they're coming in with a message also. So we have two messages coming in, one about the pentacle and one about passion. And then we have, okay, because this is representing your energy, feels like this information that's coming in has given you conviction beyond a doubt that you want what you want. Or it could be saying that the Knight of Wands wants what they want, and they're coming to deliver that message to you. And this is, and it could be regarding, health, wealth, happiness. It could be a marriage proposal. Usually if it's this would be a first date, the page energy, and this would be a marriage proposal. So this could represent your energy. You could be this Knight of Wands, or it could be a Knight of Wands coming to you. But this is representing that action. And so some action has been taken, and this person is having to protect themselves, and stand up for what they want. And so this is conviction beyond a doubt. You know what you know, and you will fight for it. That's the kind of energy. And there's this is 7 of Wands. So this is talking about there's 6 actions here, or 6. We can't see what's here. It could be people, or it could be actions that you've taken. But the one thing that we can notice here is that this person is wearing a boot and a shoe. So it's like they had to rush out and protect themselves, and they're standing on higher ground than the other people. And they were in such a hurry that they ended up wearing 2 different shoes. Or it could mean they've got one foot in one world and one in the other, but now they have conviction beyond a doubt that they want to move forward in this way. They're passionate about it. So that, again, could come to this. Again, this is representing the end of a cycle, moving into a new one. And so this full moon on January 3rd that this bonus reading is about. This energy, it's a Cancer full moon. So the moon rules Cancer, and Cancer energy is like that of, think about adolescent girls that are beginning their cycle, and their hormones are raging and their emotions are really up and down. And that's why it's saying, and the Taurus energy is ruled by Venus. And so the energy is, when this fiery energy comes in, there's a lot of that energy coming in around this full moon, because the sun and Mars, which is ruled by, which rules Aries, and it's a very aggressive energy, with the sun, which is also Leo energy, which is very about leadership and having like passion. I said the Sun, Venus, and Mercury, I think. Is it communication? It'll come to me, sorry. So this energy, in any case, is in Capricorn. And Capricorn is across from the energy of Cancer. So the energy can be very aggressive. And you know how they say in matters of love, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So the energy of Mars is this really, I really want to move forward and do that, very passionate about it. And the Taurus energy is about earthly matters, the pentacle. And the Taurus energy is ruled by the planet Venus. So there could be some conflict here. I don't know what it is about, but that's what I was getting to. And because Capricorn is on December 22nd, I believe it was, we moved into the sign of Capricorn. And that energy was leaving Sagittarius. So this is very much Sagittarius energy. And on December 21st, 22nd, we moved into Capricorn energy, which is ruled by Saturn. And so this is really a more aggressive energy. And the sun and Mars are sitting there in Capricorn. And Cancer, the full moon, is directly across from the Capricorn sign. So it's just really adding all this tension to a lot of people are already feeling it. Generally, we'll feel the energy of the full moon on about 3 days before and after. So what this is saying is just be really aware that this energy can be very impulsive, Leo and Sagittarius energy, from this, if it's a masculine energy coming in, it could be very impulsive around this full moon and very emotional. And then we have, right there it's showing like this young woman is reaching into the lion's mouth. And, it's a very dangerous thing to do. But the lion represents fears that are held from childhood. And she wants to reach in there and prove to herself that she can face her fears so that she can have this infinite potential to have this fulfillment. But if this is a relationship and you're a Taurus and they are coming in with this energy of all this fire and, impulsiveness, just be aware of that. The Knight of Wands can be a bit of a player. So this is just the energy that I'm picking up here. But there's a whole new world here. So this is really good energy. This is talking about that, there's this moving into 2026, this fulfillment belongs to you. There is, this could represent two different people that are interested in you, or it could represent that you are, you would represent the Venus energy, where you're focused more on earthly matters, and the lover coming in, or the partner that wants to have this with you, is more of Mars energy or sun energy, like more fiery. And so that's just something to keep in mind, that there could be, the sign of Leo is the lion, and then the Aries energy is the ram. So this is very aggressive behavior. I mean, the bull, your glyph is the bull, Taurus. So you can be pretty stubborn, but when you flash a red flag at a bull, that's the energy, because these people, this energy of the fire is coming in like And look at the red cape on his hat, you know, and the red plume here. So just be aware of that, that this energy could be quite aggressive that's coming in. And this energy here is like, okay, this represents the end of a cycle again. 21 is the last card in the journey that the Fool takes on in the major arcana. So it is again saying that moving into 2026 is going to be a new cycle for you. So I don't know what your love life is looking like right now, but you for sure have someone very interested in you, and you have a maybe even, you know, 2 people for sure. And then we have, okay, so these might be people that are from the past, because this is showing that this is an end of a cycle. So these could be represent people you've already gone out with, that you've had relationships with and it didn't work out, or that you at least know, because this energy, the Queen of Swords, she's sitting on her throne and she's kind of got her back to all this energy. You notice that? And she's looking forward to this instead. Do you see that? So this energy may say that you may already have had some interaction with these people, and you faced your fears and looked into your childhood, like kind of reparented yourself to see, like, why am I attracting this kind of energy? And I want different. So the Queen of Swords represents someone she's sitting on her throne. She is focused on what she wants, and she wants fulfillment for sure. And she wants it to be different from what she's had in the past. I feel this represents past energy. This is a whole new world here. And the Queen of Swords is sometimes considered kind of cold. You'll notice in the background on the swords cards, there's little flocks of birds in the background, and there's only one above her head. And this is because she's very independent. She's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and she has her head above the clouds. She understands this aggressive energy, the player energy I'm getting, and she's like, I don't think so. If you don't come into me correct, I'm not interested. I'm not even interested in talking to you. I have my back to you. I want fulfillment. That's the energy I'm picking up. And she, as I said, she's been there, done that. She bought the t-shirt. She knows what she wants now. She's very clear on that. She's got her left hand reaching out, showing, hey, I'm willing to receive this fulfillment. But she has her back to this past energy. So that's, that when you're starting a new cycle, that's not bad energy to be in. But it's that aggressive nature that you need to be aware of, okay? Like, just be aware that the full moon on the 3rd is going to be emotional for a lot of people. But because Venus and Mars, okay, so it's Venus and Mars, and that's why I was like, what is this? Sorry, when I get in the zone, sometimes I can't be quite as logical. The Queen came in with her logic, and now I can remember. So it's Venus, Mars, and the Sun are all in the sign of Capricorn, which is about this, material and responsibility, and like the Capricorn energy is very much climbing the mountain and taking consistent steps of action to reach your goal. That's the energy. The Cancer energy is like the Cancer, as I was saying, think of, young adolescent girls that just their boyfriend broke up with them, think about that kind of emotion coming up. And that kind of energy wants to stay home and eat comfort food, you know what I mean? And this energy, and so the Cancer energy and the Capricorn energy, they're right across the wheel from each other. So they're opposites. And so this opposite energy is all sitting there. The Sun, Venus, Mars, they're all sitting in Capricorn, wanting to move forward and be aggressive and do this and that. And let's get this done, And the Taurus energy right now is more, in this energy of wanting the comforts of home. And I feel like that's kind of like, but because Venus is sitting in Capricorn with this energy, with the Sun, which is Leo, and Sagittarius kind of energy, and Aries energy, this is really aggressive for someone who's in this, I want to climb under the quilt, and I want to eat comfort food and watch movies, and I don't want to go out, that kind of energy. So being aware of that, it can be an emotional time for you. So don't make any choices or decisions, if you're in that state of mind. And if you feel kind of weepy or whatever, it may be because you still have some energy to clear from your fears, from relationships, because maybe someone has asked you to marry them, and you're kind of trying to decide, do I want this or not? Do I want to take this risk? Do I really want to put myself back in that vulnerable place? And so this energy is how you identify yourself right now. Like, you're kind of more focused on yourself and your health, wealth, and happiness. And the abundance is, this is about the Sagittarius energy is wanting adventure and that kind of energy. And this is about your self-worth. So you're open to that energy, exploring new and wanting to have some adventure and have passion and all that. Having said that, this is how you view your self-worth, that you deserve that. And then when we get to the communication, this is kind of communication in your early life, like how you were taught to communicate. So it could be, you had to kind of battle, and you always had, your parents might have been fighting a lot. And so you had to be in between them all the time. One was wearing a boot and the other one was wearing a shoe. You know what I'm saying? That kind of energy. And then we have, this is your educational foundation, like in your home and family life. So I feel like you have been working on reparenting your inner child, and you're in a position right now where you know that you want to have this fulfillment, but you also recognize that you need to change some things about the way you approach commitment, is what I'm getting, so that you will have a strong stance on that. And when the Taurus energy, the Taurus energy is at the stage of a toddler, it's about learning when to give and when to take. And if you take something from a toddler and they don't want you to, you know how that goes, right? So this is also, toddlers will have a temper tantrum if they can't get what they want. So just be, again, aware of this energy and stay on your goal, because this is talking about what you really want. And it's different from what you had in the past. You want to have a beautiful romance, creativity, being in a position where you have the family life that you really want, like the world creating your reality in the way that you want it. And then this is the house of, your daily routine, your health, and your habits. And I feel like you've been cleaning house, basically. And you don't want to attract the same energy that you used to attract, because maybe it was a little bit more out there, and you want someone that wants to be more at home with you, that kind of energy, and have a family and settle down maybe. So it's all good. I mean, when, it's good not to get into a position of this kind of commitment when you're not ready. And then, okay, here we have it. Because this is the underlying energy for the this is the what ifs, what you have control over, and this is what the ifs. And what we have here is regret. And we have three, this is like crying over spilt milk, but it's actually 2 cups of wine and a cup of some sort of poison, and it's been spilled. And this person is standing here and in regret over what happened here. And then there's these 2 cups behind, and this person is focused on this, what happened in the past, and you can't recover the spilt wine and, what happened. This card quite often means that there was 3 parties in a couple relationship, and maybe it's made you kind of cold. Sometimes the Queen of Swords is thought of as being cold, but it's more because she has been there, done that, and she's not going to put herself in that position again. But this is about allowing yourself to be vulnerable again. Pick up these 2 cups. They represent wanting this fulfillment with someone and moving forward and letting go of what happened in the past. But if someone from your past is coming in that caused this, You know, sometimes you need to believe people when they show you who they are the first time. It also could represent some very impulsive, like immature energy. And, you know, so it could have been you were too young to invest in this kind of energy, and so were they. So keep that in mind, but I'm not telling you what to do. I wouldn't know you well enough to tell you, and I'm picking up energy from a lot of different people here, situations. So, but keep in mind what you want. This is what you want, okay? And that's what you want to focus on. So you want to pick up these 2 cups of love and go down the path here, cross the bridge over troubled water, and go to your castle. And your castle here, right here, is half dilapidated and half standing. That's representing, is the glass half empty or is the glass half full? So you're the one who's going to have to make that determination if you are ready to move into a commitment with someone. There we go. Really awesome energy though. I love it. So yeah, this is kind of, okay, so this is representing the what the F's. This is the underlying energy is like here you were, and you're wondering what the EF happened. External forces came in. External forces came in, and you were putting all this work in. I feel like you were putting a lot of your energy into this a relationship, and this is what you feel you got out of it. And you're like, wow, like I deserve more than that, you know, that kind of energy. And so you're not as naive now as you were then. And so this is representing this change that you want, you know, moving into the new. Here we have it. We have 6 of Cups is the, it's about reconciliation. And so, or reunion. And so this card's coming up a lot just because a lot of people were in the Christmas season, like the holiday season. We're moving into the new year, and a lot of people are getting together with their family and friends and going out, you know, and enjoying themselves. This card is a bit of an illusion because we have 6 cups here and they're all full of flowers, but these flowers are actually datra. And the datra is a plant medicine that some shamans use, and it's very poisonous and dangerous. So it's kind of like this energy of this cup here being spilled. And so be really aware. When you look at this, it looks like 2 kids are playing and one's offering, you know, the other some flowers in a cup. And there's someone watching over them in the background. But when you look closer, this is a gnome, this is an old woman, or a young woman, depending on which way you look at the way the face was drawn on her. And she has white mitts on, which also represents the innocence in these cups being offered. And she doesn't want to get her hands dirty. And this is not someone looking over them. This is someone that's walking away from them. And so when you look at it, the situation closer, you realize, maybe what I had back then was an illusion, and I need to move forward and really be smart about what I do here and trust my own intuition, right? And so this also can represent that someone wants forgiveness from you. That also can represent this card, like when this energy comes in. And notice how they all have the red here. So someone might be apologizing to you and wanting to have another chance with you. And you need to recognize that you can forgive someone, but it doesn't mean you have to reconcile with them. Forgiveness is the first step to reconciliation, but just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you want to go another round with them. Oh, okay. There is some heartbreak there. This is the energy I was picking up. That's why the Queen of Swords is in this state. It was a heartbreaking, something heartbreaking happened and this is why it ended this world. And this energy is talking about you could not being able to talk about it. And this card also represents that there was 3 people instead of 2 in a relationship, a romantic relationship. And it also represents the energy of not being able to talk about it, or other people talking about you, you know, gossiping. Quite often the Queen of Swords, there's a lot of gossip around the Queen of Swords. And it's kind of like, but the Queen of Swords doesn't participate in the gossip. She's usually the one they're gossiping about because she, you know, they're like, why is she so cold? You know, that kind of energy. Well, because she's been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. And it was heartbreaking, and a heartbreaking decision had to be made regarding your love life back then. So that's the energy that we're clearing here. And then this is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is representing, you've done a lot of hard work on yourself for your health, wealth, and happiness. And like this is talking, like this person was looking here at like what happened here, you know, like I put all this work in and this is what I got out of it. And then you went to work. And so you started, and now you've been either working on yourself and you only have one pentacle to go, and then you'll be ready to move forward with this kind of energy. Or you have done all this work and you're ready to. So it's either you have work to do still, or you have done the work and you're ready. I feel like you maybe have done the work and you're ready, and you understand yourself better. You understand what you want and what you don't want in a relationship. And look at, then the Ten of Pentacles comes in. So that's perfect energy. This is the most pentacles you can have. So this is like, look at, it's the lifestyle you want. It's the mansion in the background. It's the couple with the children, with the pets, having time to talk to the neighbors. There's money raining down. the all-American dream come true. So this is really awesome energy. And then we have the Empress. So the Empress represents all four queens rolled into one person. So the Empress is ready for marriage. She's ready to have a family. She's pregnant with possibility. Yeah, this is saying you've done the work. You deserve to have this. And just remember what's happened in the past and move forward with what you've learned when it comes to your relationships. Awesome. This is perfect Venus energy. So what we're looking at here is basically you're ready to let go of the regret and you're ready for another relationship, but probably not with this energy. You know, you've kind of learned from it is what's coming up, but we'll look into it a little bit more here. We have a lot of love energy coming in the new year, so it's good to see. You know, it's first you have to have love for yourself, enough love for yourself to know what you want, to take the time to know. There we go. So I'm going to clarify this energy with my oracle cards. This is Tales from the Vector. I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. That's TAILS. So you can go there after this reading, and I will have in the description box below, these cards have numbers on them, numbering the paintings in the order they are in my gallery there. I started this back in 2007, and I completed the last 64th painting in 2020. And I'm now ready to move forward and print this. But I'm gathering information by working with you to be able to, you know, to have the book to go with it. If you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and comment. That really empowers me to be able to, it empowers me to build my channel, sorry. I was zoning into this energy here. Just want to get these cards connected. And we'll see, okay, what do we have? Okay, here it is. We have, this is funny, we have the Capricorn energy. So, yeah, that's pretty clear. This moon, the energy is in Cancer, but we're in the Capricorn, the sun sign, like we're in the Capricorn energy right now. Watch out for the emotions on that day, or, you know, 3 days previous and 3 days after. If you're watching this video quite a bit after I posted it, just go back to when I did post it, and that might give you some more information of what was going on back then and what is happening for you now. So it's different for everybody. This is past, present, and future, this reading, because it's general and it's collective. And we have justice coming in for you. And you see that 11, the 111, 11, 11 I was talking about. So this is about clearing karma. Justice is when you become neutral enough to what's happened in the past, that you're willing to forgive yourself and forgive others. Then when you forgive someone, it allows them to take responsibility. And that's what this Capricorn energy is. to take responsibility for their own actions, so that you're not holding on to them anymore, and and feeling vulnerable to it, and also forgiving yourself for your part in it. And whether or not you choose to be reconciled with someone, just because you forgive them doesn't mean you want to reconcile with them, and it doesn't mean that you condone what they did. It just means that you don't want to carry it anymore. And look at that. Yeah. This is being pretty clear. So the Lovers is, this was about, in the past, a past lover definitely coming in. And so the Empress energy here we have again was with a rebel with the cause. Wow, I love this. It's pretty much saying, he was very attracted to you because you generate a lot of energy. If you're an Empress, you're all four queens rolled into one. And he was very much attracted to that. The energy of the feminine, the Venus energy, Taurus energy, is that of manifesting with ease, like in the material, And this energy is very much like magnetic. It just attracts. She doesn't have to do much. She attracts like energy. And this Knight of Wands was very attracted. And that's electric energy. So when the two of you came together, sparks flew. And maybe it started, burnt the house down kind of energy. It maybe got a little too hot for comfort. This is the High Priestess energy coming in about using your intuition. About which world do you want to be in? Do you want to repeat the past, or do you want to move forward and have this? So that's up to you. You need to use your intuition here, and especially on the full moon is a great time. And if there's anything left over about this, that there's still some resentment or whatever, that you could let that go and just really make a choice that in the new year, you're going to be totally in a position for this. And then anger, yeah, because anger is the gift that keeps on giving. And we can fall into that karmic space. We can be like really angry about something for a very long time. But really, anger just makes, it's the gift that keeps on giving, because it just keeps you angry. And who wants to be angry all the time? Then we have Gemini. And so this is the kindergarten stage, and the Taurus energy is the toddler stage. I feel like you've learned quite a bit since back then. You've been to school now, maybe, and you're learning. You've learned from your mistakes, and you also understand creative solutions come from putting your intuition together with your logic. Really good energy, manifesting at a high level. That's that Empress energy coming in, and understanding the give and take and the clarity. Really, really good energy, Taurus. And then we have attachment here. So yeah, it's really interesting, because when we get into a relationship where sparks fly like this, and it's really, a passionate, it sometimes means we have karma with that person. And once the karma gets cleared, it's kind of like, oh, we're not that interested in each other anymore. It's kind of like that. And attachment is a karmic space. If you really become attached to something, then, like a relationship or a person, but you can't get along or whatever, then it's going to cause you a lot of problems. Dissension is when there's a lot of energy behind it, where a lot of people were maybe involved, and there was gossip and that kind of anything. This is like with friends like this, who needs enemies? So you may have been, it could have been like, I feel like there was an infidelity here, and it may have been a friend that was cheating with your partner. And then we have the ego coming in. So this is another karmic space. And this is, if we start identifying that, okay, we're a couple, and even though it's not really a relationship that's working out really well, and we still identify as, oh, well, this is who we are, this is how it is, that's the kind of energy that you have to forgive your part in it and your partner, and then recognize, I don't want to go back there. That's the energy coming in. And then we have, you're the Queen of Swords now, and you're like, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and now you're a superstar. And you can speak about what happened, and you can say, no, No, thank you. I want this. And this is 26. In 2026, you will, I feel this is coming your way pretty quickly here. And we have the Scorpio energy. So that's the energy of, do you want to unite or do you want to divide, right? So this is, you've done the work. I feel like that you're ready to unite, but with someone that you can have this with. The battle star. Yeah, having the courage to stand up for yourself and say, no, this is what I want. It's really, and then the all-star, the third eye. So having the insight, learning from what happened here and learning more about yourself and allowing that energy to be part of your past learning. And that's this Gemini energy coming in for once you realize, okay, you know, a mistake is a mistake until you recognize, okay, I made a mistake, and you admit that to yourself, and then you take a different, you learn from it and you do things differently so you don't repeat the mistake. That's the energy coming in. I really enjoy this. This was a really awesome Taurus reading. I hope you also enjoyed it, Taurus. Please do like and comment if you did, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I will be back with another reading for you mid-month. And bye for now. You.